Welcome to Tuesday Night Basketball on 2K Sports. We got a good one in store for you. Alongside Hall of Famers Doris Burke and Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce on the sidelines. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Anthony Edwards.
And by looking at his true shooting percentage over the last 5 games, you can see how much he's paying attention to his shot selection, and it's showing.
So the opening lineup for the Timberwolves, they've got Miles Bridges. De'Aaron Fox is out there with Edwards. Then there's Naz Reid, and it's Gobert in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for Utah, Markkanen and Kessler are the big men. Then it's Sviatoslav Mikhailuk, and it's Hendricks in at the 3 slot. At this time of the season, Doris, about midway through the schedule, what's the chief concern for most teams?
Well, the priority is always health, right? Teams try to weather the storm of a long season. But the other thing is chemistry, that intangible that maybe you can't define specifically, but when it exists, boy, it's special. Whatever the range is, Lauri Markkanen has it. He is such a sweet shooter.
Reid sets a screen. Pass to Gobert to the middle. And Reid with a basket on the assist from Gobert.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Markkanen misses. Here's Bridges. Reid sets a screen. A slam dunk by Reid.
Yeah, Naz Reid knows the angle at which to set a screen, and he's got the mobility to be the guy to finish it.
Pass to Hendricks. Here's Mikhailuk. Off target with the 3. Here's Edwards. Yes! And a nice assist from Fox.
Boy, Edwards so good in close. This guy has got touch and strength, everything you could ask for.
First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone by. Markkanen from long range, and it falls. 2 for 3 from the field so far.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
The Timberwolves have gone 3 of 3 so far from the floor. Pass to Reid, beyond the arc. Rebounded by Mikhailuk. The kick out to Edwards. Fox outside. And it's Fox with the jam.
Lift off there for Fox, showing how high up he can get.
Utah has gone 2 for 4 from range to start things off. All right, Doris, let's talk for a moment about Rudy Gobert's defensive IQ.
Let's begin, B.A., with his communication on that end. It's an undervalued aspect of defensive performance. Then you talk about his ability to be a rim protector, to be able to rotate in defensive help. There is a reason he has won the Defensive Player of the Year as many times as he has.
Utah with the ball, following the score by Minnesota. Inside, Bridges on the double. Markkanen from long range. Kessler, oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
You simply have got to box out Walker Kessler. This guy gets a lot of his offense from second chance opportunities.
Pass to Gobert. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
I mean, some good stuff out here. 5 of their last 6 buckets have come off of nice passes.
Here's Mikhailuk. Fires for 3. Rudy Gobert with a rebound. Now here's Edwards. Defense right on it. Back to Reid. Good ball movement here by Minnesota. Reid sets a screen to the inside. Yes, and it's Edwards picking up the assist. Edwards has got his 3rd assist of the night.
Their defense just falls apart once the ball goes inside.
Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
Here's Markkanen, and Gobert with a block.
Boy, the long arms and size of Rudy Gobert on full display.
First personal foul, first team foul.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
They've done a great job establishing an inside presence. Now that'll open up more options offensively throughout the remainder of the game.
Yeah, and in addition, their ball movement has really unleashed their offense. Boy, they've been fun to watch.
And he drops the first. Doris, what's amazing about Ant-Man, he's worked to become an elite floor spacer.
The reason that's important, B.A., is because we know what a dangerous driver and what a force at the rim Anthony Edwards can be. What I love is he's worked to become a legit threat, and he leaned heavily into that three-point game. So important in the modern NBA.
Well, this guy's so crafty. Once he catches the defender a little bit out of position, it's a very good bet he's going to get some free throws.
And now the first timeout called here for Utah.
All right, let's get on the board. Come on and get loud for your Breakers Gets Through.
Out there. Let's have a look at the leaderboard now and see the toughest defensive teams in the league these past 10 games. The Timberwolves second.
Well, I just love the tenacity on the defensive end. They have been in lockdown mode.
Pass to Kessler.
Minnesota foul call. Renault. First personal foul. First team foul.
A three off the inbound.
And I just love the energy they've showed on the defensive side of the ball, especially inside where they're putting up some major resistance.
Ellis passes to Matthews. Off target. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Here's Mikhailuk. He's guarded by Ellis. Offensive board. Pass to Markkanen. 6 to shoot. Kessler passes to Markkanen. From outside, off the mark.
How about this? He cannot find his rhythm in this period. This has been tough sledding.
Ellis with it. Down low. Here's Miller. And he buries his first look.
They're finding ways to get the ball into the paint. 5 consecutive buckets.
Markkanen outside. They still need this. Kept alive. From the arc. And the basket by Mikhailuk.
And that's on the defense, giving him a decent look. That's his shot.
The Timberwolves lead by 7. Now here's DiVincenzo. Still without a bucket. And the foul on the shot. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
I like that. I mean, some physical play inside. He's not about to give up any easy baskets.
Minnesota shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. He's off on the first. And he's good on the second. And the Jazz finishing last season with the league's youngest roster and some good players in that mix, Doris.
Listen, the fan base understands that the Utah Jazz are trying to rebuild a roster. The Jazz are hoping they've taken the step in the right direction with the draft haul they have, and with the picks on the horizon, it's just going to take time.
Now here's Ellis. No good from outside.
Already +5 in terms of rebound margin.
Pass to Hendricks. Jacks up a 3. Doesn't go. And he's 0 for 1 from the floor. The Timberwolves lead by 8. To the paint. Here's Markkanen. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. 8 points for Lauri Markkanen.
Well, get the ball and go to work. Markkanen using his size to great effect inside.
And Chris Finch wants a timeout. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. So it's Minnesota now. 6-point lead. Last time they met was in Salt Lake City, where they beat the Jazz.
In their last game against this opponent, they secured the win because their second unit really stepped up.
Certainly something to keep an eye on. We'll see how the rotations go this time out. Every night it seems to be different.
Great teamwork on that drive, punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
Ball, and Ball throws it down.
It's clear Ball knows the game. He makes the right play call at the right time to open things up.
And Utah calls time here. A tough loss coming against San Antonio in their last game.
Hey, they had their chances, but they struggled from the line. It's so hard to win that way on someone else's floor.
You've got to stand in and deliver from the free throw line, even in a tough environment, and they failed to do so.
Bagley's checked in for the Timberwolves. Pass to Collier. Here's Sensabaugh. And the 10-footer finds the target. And Minnesota with possession here. 4-point game. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
I had a chance to catch up with the Jazz head coach. Coach and I talked about the difficulties playing against Anthony Edwards. He said, quote, usually you worry about his offense, but he's shown the last few years that he's a lockdown defender when he wants to be. That's something that we'll need to factor into our game plan. Ant's defense is now a concern for coaches as well. Guys, back to you.
And Allie, thanks. And the layup is good off the glass. And now it's a 9-point Timberwolves lead.
Well, we know this about Anthony Edwards. This guy, one of the stronger guards in this game. That's a tough finish.
Pass to Markkanen. Here's Sensabaugh. Guarded by Edwards. 6 on the shot clock. From behind the arc. Shot's good by Sensabaugh. Sensabaugh's got 5 points.
Boy, nice pass. A little ball movement, a little player movement. That's how you play this game.
We've got 1:23 left now in the first quarter.
You're taller than you think. Lonzo is a sneaky 6'6".
Jazz trail by 8. Here's Collier. No made baskets yet. Pass to Sensabaugh. Now here's Kessler. Here's Collier. Pounded by Ball. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Sensabaugh. The three-pointer off the mark.
So far, rebounding has been a focal point for them.
Oh, wow. How about Anthony Edwards, the bounce? Go ahead, Ant.
And thanks to AT&T for a great look at that dunk on their connected cam. On offense, here's Utah. Pass to Kessler. And stolen by Bagley. And here's Edwards. Good ball movement here by Minnesota. And that one's good. Bagley.
D hasn't been quick enough to react to the ball inside. That's helped cause this run.
And for the Jazz, they're shooting just 38% so far in this one. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Anthony Edwards. That's his first foul for the Jazz. Nurkic is checked in for Kessler. Niang comes in for Lauri Markkanen. And Anderson subbed in for Hendricks. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Timberwolves. Minnesota with the ball. They're on a 13-5 run. Inside. Bagley, no good. To the middle. Here's Sensabaugh, and he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
And just a lack of fight right now on the defensive end.
Right? At least on that slam it was. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Right. You can see on that possession, one side playing with a little desperation, the other side losing focus.
And so it's Minnesota now holding a 12-point lead at quarter's end. The hustle they've shown on defense has been tremendous. Back after this. If you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. Well, guys, we've seen a confident-looking Timberwolves team out there.
Well, clearly they played well in the first period because of their selfless attitude.
I'll tell you, that willingness to make the extra pass, that is what creates good looks. It also forces the defense to scramble.
Minnesota leading by 12. They've got Yusuf Nurkic. Kyle Anderson is out there with George Niang. Then there's Collier, and it's Sensabaugh in at the 2. That's the group for Utah, getting going in the second. And so the ball out of bounds. Bagley touched it last. Utah shooting around 41%. Pass to Sensabaugh. Here's Collier. Nurkic, a screen on DiVincenzo. Clock at 6. Nurkic, shot is good.
I'll tell you, the defender draped all over Yusuf Nurkic. Never loses his concentration. What a finish.
You got to give Isaiah Collier credit. He's a young player who knows his role, Doris.
One of those guys who's easy to play with because his primary job description is facilitator. Give this young man credit for finding open teammates. That certainly endears you to the veterans.
Just great offense. The screen freeing him up for the slam.
Hey, without that screen, he doesn't get a clean look at the rim.
Boy, that's a play you just practice time and time again, and that's the result of the work put in.
Pass to Sensabaugh. Ellis, left side. Outside, DiVincenzo. Ooh, the lead pass was in the perfect spot to set up the layup.
Man, that's now 10 straight points in the paint. I'm not sure what's happened to their defense.
There's a screen by Nurkic. Pass to Sensabaugh. Now here's Anderson. Launches it. Drains the triple.
Great to see Anderson fire away with confidence. We don't always see that.
And Chris Finch wants a timeout. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments. Both teams making some changes here. And these are the best teams this season when it comes to converting points off turnovers. The Timberwolves second.
And if you turn the ball over when you play this team, you're going to regret it. They just have a knack for knowing how to capitalize off other teams' mistakes.
2 minutes now played in the second quarter. Fox outside. Reed sets a screen. Pass to Gobert. Outside Love. Markkanen against Fox. Fox makes his move inside and scores.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Jazz trail by 13. And there's the screen. Back to Mikhailuk. Utah moving the ball around. The 3 is up. No, sir. He's now 3 for 5 in this one. And it's Edwards with the ball for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Following this one, they get to host the Bulls. And that kicks off a string of 3 home games for them. To the inside. And it's Gobert in the comfort zone.
I love this game plan. That's 10 points in a row from in close.
Markkanen left side. It's rebounded by Rudy Gobert. Gobert's got 4 rebounds now. Edwards. Yes! And a nice assist from Fox. Edwards has got 13.
And guys, the way this defense is getting manhandled down low, you have to wonder if they're at 100% right now.
3-pointer. And another miss by Utah.
Defense dodged a bullet that time. Total breakdown.
Reed sets a screen. Now Edwards. 23 points for him last game against the Spurs in San Antonio.
And the way he passed the basketball was also a major factor. He created a ton of opportunities for his teammates, guys.
They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
Pass to Nurkic. Markkanen's got room. Utah with another miss.
Yeah, he's really scrambling to keep them in this game. Gotta respect that hustle.
Shot is good by Edwards. Well, Doris, offensive rebounding was down for a few years, but it's making a comeback.
What teams realize, Brian, is that you can absolutely corner crash, create extra opportunities for yourself without putting your defense at a deficit.
And Utah calls time here.
Okay, fans, put your hands together for your
Hendricks is checked in for Utah.
Utah excellence.
And it's Utah with the ball. Pass to Markkanen. Here's Nurkic. Can they get it? And the basket by Mikhailuk. Mikhailuk's got his second bucket on the night.
Boy, you allow a shooter of his caliber to get that good a look and good night.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Thanks a lot, guys. Lauri Markkanen is a 7-footer with touch, but he can also attack off the dribble. Referencing comparisons to Dirk Nowitzki, he said, quote, when someone hits a fadeaway jumper, they say, that's the Dirk. Maybe someday I'll get the drag step to be called the Lauri. Back to you.
That's a sweet move, too. All right, Allie, thanks for the report. Beyond the arc. Oh, and again, it's the Jazz from deep.
Back-to-back threes, making their defense work on the perimeter a bit.
And here's Ball. Looking at his stats, he's putting up about 7.5 per game. Pass to Hendricks. Lets the three fly. He drains out one after 2 misses. Now 1 for 3.
12 straight points off threes. This defense is not extending very well.
To the middle. Rebounded by Nurkic. Jazz trail by 14. Inside. Down low. Markkanen.
Good execution. They're getting some short-range looks here.
And Chris Finch wants a timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys. Kessler, he's checked in for Nurkic. Minnesota leading by 12. Fox with the ball. Coming off a 16-point game against the Spurs in San Antonio. For 3, Bridges. The basket's good. Off the assist from Fox. Fox has got his 3rd assist of the night. The Jazz have gotten 6 of 10 shots to drop in the second. Nice work. Pass to Kessler. Here's Mikhailuk. He's covered by Fox. Here's Hendricks. And Utah calls time here.
Yeah, I think one thing Coach will address in this timeout right now is you're missing a lot of shots. Why not become more of a facilitator out there?
All right, the Jazz making a change here. Sensabaugh's checked in. The Timberwolves also with a sub. Bagley's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Here's Hendricks. Three-pointer, no good.
He's got a great defensive mind. He gets good position and affects the release.
And he did it without fouling, and that's become an art, changing shots without making contact.
Edwards for 3. Utah grabs the miss. They'll face the Spurs at home after this one. Here's Sensabaugh. 8 points in his last timeout. Back to Markkanen from behind the arc. The shot misses.
And you have to think that they're leading this game because of how they've controlled the boards tonight.
And Edwards slams it in.
Anthony Edwards has got his rhythm, and he's got a well-rounded offensive game. Look out.
Jazz trail by 17. Pass to Sensabaugh. Markkanen against Fox. Utah moving the ball around. 4-3. It's not going to go for him.
Boy, his struggles this quarter is not helping them right now. They may need to start going to somebody else on the offensive end.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Pass to Sensabaugh to stop the run. He connects. And now he's 4 for 6 in today's game.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
Bagley sets a screen to the paint. The basket's good off the assist from Fox. Bagley's got his 3rd basket on the night right there.
Their interior D continues to look shaky. Not a good matchup for them right now.
When you watch De'Aaron Fox, is there anything that sticks out to you, Grant?
Well, B.A., this league has the best athletes in the world, and Fox looks like maybe the quickest guy out there on most nights. His change of direction is especially elite.
Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
Personal foul.
And the upcoming schedule for the Minnesota Timberwolves. On Thursday, the Chicago Bulls come to town, kicking off a homestand for them. Then on Saturday, they'll be matching up with Jimmy Butler and the Golden State Warriors.
Well, the crowd should be on their feet most of this one. This team has been steamrolling opponents, and those fans are eager to see a repeat performance.
The first free throw is good.
There is so much to love about Anthony Edwards. He is one of the most skilled young basketball players in the league, but he also happens to be quite charismatic.
Utah making a switch here. Collier's checked in. It's both from the stripe. Jazz trail by 20. Pass to Hendricks. Fires the 3. And the three-pointer goes. Hendricks has got 8.
That's his 2nd bucket from range this quarter after hitting none in the first.
Outside Edwards. Takes it inside. Bucket. He's now 9 for 11 after that one.
They're not messing around. 5 of their last 6 buckets have come from the interior.
.35 seconds left in the second. Marketed from long range. And it's Bagley with the rebound. Bagley's got his 4th rebound in this one.
And their physical dominance has been on display. A 10-rebound advantage is a good indicator of how this game has gone.
Reed sets a screen. Now here's Edwards. 23 points in the game. Clock is at 3. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window. Edwards got 25 points.
And he's coming off a huge performance, and his confidence couldn't be any higher. And his coach knows that, too.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
Anthony Edwards has been on display for Minnesota. 25 points and counting for him. They have relied heavily on his offense. And more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way right after this.
Hey folks, thanks for joining us. It would be an understatement to say it's been a great half for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
They're dominating on the backboard, just having their way out there, Shaq.
Out-muscling, out-tussling, out-fussling, out-schmussling. It's no wonder why they're in front.
And since we have a chance, let's see our award winners, Players of the Week. In the East, Karl Anthony Towns.
Well, he's been aggressive, not for just a quarter or a half or a game. It's been sustained, the key for Big Cat.
Yeah, this is one of the best stretches ever, playing some inspired ball. Thanks, as always, for watching. Let's head back to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the second half.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. And you know, Anthony Edwards has been really making it happen, guys.
The numbers say it all. He spent the first half playing efficient ball.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
And Fox has got the ball here for the Timberwolves. A 21-point lead, the biggest in the game. And it's time for an injury report.
Thanks. I caught up with the head athletic trainer for the Jazz. He let me know that it's a strained hip, which causes plenty of soreness and shooting pain in that area. Though it'll take some time to fully recover from this injury, the staff has given him the green light to play on it. Guys?
Thanks as always, Allie. Appreciate the report.
Boy, this is where you need everyone in your support system to be around him and be encouraging, because this is going to be a long road to recovery.
Kicking off the second half, here's Chris Finch's 5. We've got Edwards. Rudy Gobert is out there with Naz Reid. Then it's Miles Bridges. And it's Fox in at the 1. Out left to the wing. Picked by Gobert. Here's Reid. And he drains it. A solid 5 for 6 now.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
Timberwolves foul. Rudy Gobert.
Utah shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. And he makes the first.
Utah, number 13. 2 shots.
He's perfect from the line this time. Minnesota leading by 19. Picked by Gobert. Pass to Reid. 3-pointer. Yes! And a nice assist from Fox. Fox has got 5 assists in the game. Here's Mikhailuk. That's tipped. There's the 3. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Bridges has got 4 rebounds now. For Minnesota, they've got 2 of 3 from the floor in this third quarter. Reid sets a screen. And Bridges, here we go. Whoa! And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Well, this guy knows how to put on a show. Put Miles Bridges in the dunk contest. Did you see that?
Thanks for that great view, courtesy of the AT&T Connected Cam. For Utah, they've gone just 1 of 3 in the second half. Markkanen outside. Utah moving the ball around. Pass to Mikhailuk. Back to Markkanen. Now here's Kessler, defended by Gobert. Utah needs to get off a shot here. Utah with another miss.
They've shown the power inside. Their rebounding effort has been sensational.
Edwards can't hit.
This guy's such a talented finisher, but the D does just enough.
Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
Boy, a brutal start to the half. 1 for their first 5 attempts.
Back to Reid. Good setup. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. 15 points here for Naz Reid.
When you've got it going offensively, you keep your foot on the gas pedal. Naz Reid doing exactly that.
Pass to Markkanen. And here's Kessler to halt the run. Knocks it down from distance. Give him 8 points now.
Boy, major defensive lapse on that trip, leaving him all alone in three-point territory, and he drills it.
Fox with the ball. Picked up by Markkanen. And Fox powers it home.
Such an unpredictable player. Fox enjoys toying with defenders and bullying them in pick and rolls.
Markkanen, the pass to Mikhailuk. And the 3 off target.
Boy, this is the story of the night for this guy. He's taken a lot of questionable shots.
Edwards gets the bucket.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
The shot by Mikhailuk, no good.
Boy, this guy has completely lost his focus. Nothing working.
Everything Fox does is so fast. Makes him very difficult to guard without fouling.
Minnesota shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
2 shots.
Free throw's good for Fox.
De'Aaron Fox really is your do-it-all kind of point guard. Just such a valuable player for this franchise.
Both shots good from the stripe.
And looking at Fox, a microwave scorer and Tasmanian devil running up and down the floor. A fun player to watch.
Here's Markkanen, and Markkanen with the stuff.
Boy, this is how you move the ball effectively. They're not just passing it around the horn. They are passing with a purpose.
Bridges finds Edwards. Pass to Fox. Back to Edwards. Launches it. Another miss by Minnesota.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Lots of stretch bigs in the league, Doris. Lauri Markkanen is one of the best at spacing the floor.
What we know, BA, is that sweet shooting bigs with the kind of size that Lauri has are an invaluable tool in the modern game. Lauri can balance that shooting with his off-the-bounce game. He is the prototypical desired big in the league today.
And Fox comes to help. From about 16, and misses it off the right side of the rim.
Oh, he'd like to have that one back. That's in his wheelhouse for sure.
Reed sets a screen. Pass to Bridges from the arc. The rebound by Markkanen. And for Utah, they're shooting a less than average 27% in the third quarter. Gets the three ball to go. 11 points in the game.
Boy, on the perimeter, you have to stay connected to this guy. He's such a good shooter.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Thank you, Brian. So what's the difference between the diehard fans and the casuals? Well, Kevin Durant said some fans get programmed to just think about free agency and drama, and they only care about the finals and players' legacies. But he's hoping the fans lock in on the game itself, not just the storylines. BA, back to you.
It's a good point. Okay, Allie, thanks a lot. Here's Mikhailuk, and he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Tremendous lead pass. Boy, that makes your teammates happy, folks.
Here's Edwards, and Edwards slams it in.
Boy, the quickness off the dribble drive by Anthony Edwards. Being able to put it on the deck, so important.
On offense, here's Utah. Edwards comes with a double team. Kessler passes to Mikhailuk. Lets it go from deep. The offensive rebound. Markkanen for three. No good there.
And they're ahead right now because they're working so hard on the
Oh, no, he did it!
Punch it home!
Nice.
Rudy
Oh,
Gobert.
my goodness, what a finish by Ant. No mercy on that one.
And for Utah, they're shooting 40% from the field in this one. And Fox comes to help. Down low. Here's Kessler. And finished off by Kessler.
If you bring a double at this level, it can lead to some easy hoops.
And Minnesota calls time here. A different look for Utah. Niang, he's checked in for Markkanen, and Sensabaugh subbed in for Hendricks. Minnesota's gone only 1 of 3 from deep here in the third. Now DiVincenzo. Checking his stats, he's scoring around 9.5 points per game.
He just rises up and throws it down hard with one hand.
That is such a go-to move for him. He holds nothing back on those. Kessler with a bucket. Kessler's got 6 here in the quarter.
Kessler always looking to score down low. A nice finish inside.
Now here's Ellis. The D's right on him.
And a solid pick to free him up for the dunk.
Boy, the timing there couldn't be any better.
The execution was simply flawless. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you run that play.
Kessler with it. And Connaughton picks him up defensively to the inside. Here's Mikhailuk. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Mikhailuk's got 10.
Yeah, terrific work in the two-man game results in an easy bucket. That's how you do it.
It's Ellis with a drive. Oh, a rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Here in the second half, they've just found better shots.
And I think what's happening is they're getting their shots within the flow of their offense, and you can clearly see the difference.
Utah moving the ball around. Pass to Sensabaugh. And here's Niang. Guarded by Miller. Kessler. And finished off by Kessler.
Well, tremendous strength and authority on that dunk. Nicely done, Walker Kessler.
Outside, DiVincenzo. And he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
Just such a terrific dunker.
Man, born to fly, that's for sure. Utah is shooting 47% during this third quarter. Niang outside. Jacks up a three. Out of bounds. The Timberwolves will take it.
T-Wolves ball.
Utah making a switch here.
Now the lineup for your Jazz. Yusuf Nurkic. Lowry Markkanen.
And for Minnesota, they're shooting a sensational 78% from the field in this game. To the middle. Here's Miller. Takes the assist and lays it in. Nice setup.
They're just taking what the defense gives them. And right now, that's the interior.
8-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Markkanen. Markkanen with a screen on DiVincenzo. Back to Markkanen. Fires for three. Gets rebounded by Minnesota.
After hitting a couple of threes in the first half, he hasn't had much going from distance.
Ellis outside for three. DiVincenzo goes back up. And it's good on the layup. 9 points in the game.
And this is exactly what he's capable of. He finds different ways to make an impact. This time on the offensive glass.
How about the hustle on display there? That kind of effort will earn respect from everyone.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves holding a massive 34-point lead to end the quarter. It hasn't taken them too many shots to get their points. They're winning with efficiency. We'll be right back with you shortly. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
Nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
Well, there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. George Niang out there with Yusuf Nurkic. Then there's Collier. Then it's Lowry Markkanen. And it's Sensabaugh in at the two. That's the group for Utah right now. Pass to Bagley. Inside. Connaughton outside. And we're seeing some younger teams really on the rise here. Any particular reason, Grant?
Well, you know, it's part of the natural order of things. Certain players will dominate, and when they age, there are always those young upstarts vying to take the lead.
Now here's Nurkic. Pass to Collier. There's a screen by Nurkic. Driving to the basket. 5 to shoot. Markkanen for three. He can't get it to go. The Timberwolves shooting a sensational 78% from the field in this game. And there's a pick. Out to DiVincenzo. And here's Connaughton for three. Rebounded by Nurkic. And so Markkanen will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Here's Collier. To the wing on the left. Here's Niang. Nurkic's shot is good.
Well, everyone knows foul line and down is where Yusuf Nurkic does his best work.
And Minnesota with possession here. Here is DiVincenzo to the paint. And that one's good. Bagley.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
Utah has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the fourth quarter. Markkanen sets a screen. For three, Collier. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Bagley, a screen on Markkanen. Ellis passes to Bagley. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Bagley's gotten 4 this quarter.
Well, dependability, right? That is not wasting possessions. This is all about taking and making good shots.
To the middle. And bucket, throws it down.
Boy, that's textbook screen and roll action. You can see why they involve Nurkic in these sets. So savvy.
Bagley sets a screen to the inside. Banked it in off the glass.
And they keep on figuring out ways to force the Rock inside and convert.
Here's Collier. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth now. Pass to Markkanen. Clock at 4. Sends it home from three-point land.
Well, after knocking down a couple in the first half, that's his first triple here in the second.
And here's Connaughton. There's the steal. It's stolen by Ellis. Here in the fourth quarter, just under 2.5 gone by. It's stolen by Nurkic. Here's Sensabaugh. He's guarded by Ellis. Niang, that's good.
That's what you call playing big. He just stays committed to the attack mode.
Well, major height disadvantage. He recognizes that and still able to score it.
Outside, DiVincenzo. Down low. And he floats it in for the easy 2. Credit the sweet setup on that one.
Boy, easy pickings from that distance. More of that, please.
Pass to Sensabaugh. Now here's Niang. From downtown. It's hauled in by Connaughton. Now here's Ellis. Tight defense on him. And you think about the Defensive Player of the Year award. It tends to go to big men. Any thought of dividing the award into 2? Maybe one for perimeter players and the other for big men?
Absolutely not, Brian. What we need to do is consider that the single most important thing it is for your defense nightly is guarding the best point guards or wings in the league. And the voters have got to understand it can't only be about big men.
Connects from downtown.
They are unconscious from outside. And so far, the defense has had no answer.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
That's what you need your bigs to do. Step up and control the defensive glass.
Here's Sensabaugh. Offline with a 3. The Timberwolves have gotten 6 of 8 shots to fall during this fourth. It's Ellis with a drive. Up and in on the layup. Here's Collier. Markkanen outside. And it's all from three-point range.
I mean, I guess you can appreciate the confidence, but his three-point shooting has been brutal this half.
Good ball movement here by Minnesota. DiVincenzo with it. Shot clock at 6. Driving inside. Yep, that one goes.
Well, Dante DiVincenzo, very capable, putting it off the deck and attacking.
Nurkic, a screen on DiVincenzo. Markkanen outside. Niang, right side. Back to Markkanen. There's the triple. That shot off the mark.
Trying to end this thing with some big threes, but the accuracy just isn't there tonight. Unforced turnovers. They'll drive your coach insane.
And a new group getting ready for Utah. And it's Utah with the ball. Well, a lot of eyes focused on NBA officiating, but where their eyes are focused is also a topic.
Yeah, the league's able to track officials' position on the court and even tell where they're looking. And you cross-check that with the results and train them where to be and where to keep watching.
Inside. Utah with the rebound. Kessler's got 8 rebounds in the game. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
And Minnesota calls time here. presentation of the player of the game, Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, and this game really has his fingerprints all over it. He's been dominating and making it look effortless. It's always fun to watch someone just flat out take over like he's done here today.
Wow, did this game really turn out to be his show? A commanding performance like that makes for a sweet victory, especially on the road. Now here's Ball. He's covered closely, and the shot goes.
And I like the mix of power and agility Ball uses inside. One way or another, he's going to get a shot.
Pass to Kessler. Grant, you're involved with helping the NBA grow the game globally. How important are those initiatives?
You know, BA, is very important to watch how the game has grown over the last 30 years that I've been connected with the NBA. It's quite staggering, but there's more work to be done. So every initiative, every appearance, every camp, every game is so vitally important as we continue to spread the game of basketball all over the world.
How quickly does Rudy Gobert move off the screen? His mobility makes him a tough cover in the pick and roll.
Puts up a three. They get the rebound. Here's Hendricks. Sinks the tray.
They're really employing a deep range initiative here in the fourth, and it's working.
It feels like they have worked their perimeter game to perfection, swinging the ball, cashing in from the outside. What a performance.
It's safe to say they have dominated this game. The game wasn't even as close as the score says in a great win for the Timberwolves.
And you don't usually see this kind of blowout, but tonight they delivered the punishment.
I mean, what's so impressive is they never wavered in their approach. They just kept at it and showed they were without a doubt the better team.
And so they'll chalk up another win and put themselves at 31 wins on the year.
And that'll put a little extra meaning on their next game. No team wants to go 0 for 4 against an opponent, no matter who it is.
And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for Anthony Edwards.
Boy, he makes it look easy, almost like he was just hanging out in the gym practicing today. That's how good it was.
It's Ellis with a drive, and he dunks it down.
What a performance tonight. Getting a win like this on the road is such a boost.
You've got to be able to block out all distractions in enemy territory. This team did a tremendous job staying focused on the task at hand.
Just 1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Markkanen for three. He buries it from three.
Well, we know this guy is always a threat offensively. You can't lose sight of him.
And so it's Minnesota easily grabbing this one. Boy, this crowd has to be shocked by the way their team was dismantled.
Shocked and surprised. It doesn't matter what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to just waltz in and cruise to the type of victory like we saw tonight.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Doris Burke, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, and our entire crew, this is Brian Anderson thanking you for tuning in. And let's leave you with our player of the game, Anthony Edwards.